One of the most important aspects when installing a roof is looking to make sure it has proper ventilation in the attic. A lot can go into that, a lot more than people think. Actually, talking to our vendors, they've estimated that over 90% of properties have improper ventilation in their attics, which is pretty crazy. One of the easiest ways to see if your attic is ventilating properly is to just go up there on a hot day. Ideally, you want the temperature of your attic to be roughly the same temperature as it is outside, because that air is going to go in through the intake and exhaust out the top of the roof, meaning that that air that's coming in and out of that roof should roughly match what's in your attic. If it is way hotter in there during the summer times, the sun's beating down on your roof, it's going to heat that air up inside the attic, and then if the airflow doesn't properly exchange it out of there, it just heats up and stays in there, and that can cause issues including moisture issues, ice dams, all kinds of different issues in your house. On the intake side of things, when we're looking at different options, again, the most common is going to be your soffit vents, and that's an intake vent. But if we have like a wood soffit or an LP or Hardy, what we're probably going to want to do is want to cut what they call a cornice vent in there. So it's basically we're just cutting a square out of there, and we're installing just a vent that's just going to be screwed in there. But this allows for that air to go up into the attic, and again, then it would escape out the top of the roof. We're going to need to make sure we install enough intake vents to meet code, and code's going to require us to install a certain number of vents per square foot of the house. But it's very important that you get the correct number of vents in your soffit, because if it doesn't have enough, your exhaust is going to be trying to pull more air than the intake vents allowing there, and it won't be a properly working system. Of all the issues that improper attic ventilation can cause, probably the most important is going to be moisture in the attic. Over time, that moisture can turn into black mold, and long-term black mold, breathing that in, can cause major health issues as well. So again, it is essential to make sure that you have a properly ventilated attic, just to make sure that you're going to avoid issues further down the road. When we are working with soffit ventilation, we're going to want to do an attic inspection as well. This allows us to verify that you have baffles in there. Baffle is a plastic chute that just allows air to go up. When it comes in that cornice vent, it leaves an opening so that air can get up in between rafters there. It's to allow that air to come in and get into your attic so it doesn't get blocked by your insulation. So one of the important things when we're looking at cornice vents to make sure that they're working properly is to see if they're actually clear and that air is being able to move through there. A lot of times we'll see that customers have painted over those, and that can really clog them up because that paint gets on there, it's sticky, and it seals it up really, and then it basically makes it so that cornice vent doesn't even work or doesn't allow that airflow to go through. We also see that over time when it just allows dirt and dust and whatnot to get clogged up in there. There's a screen on the inside of it, and so when that gets clogged up in there, it can basically stop that air from moving freely as well. One thing you can do, clean that out, use a blower or shop vac, and that just keeps that screen clear and keeps all the dust out of there. And again, it just allows for that airflow to move through there. Over time, the efficiency of those cornice vents does go down, so when it does, give us a call. We can come out there and we can get those replaced for you very easily. It's important to make sure you keep that proper attic ventilation so that airflow will keep moving through there.